In Jammu and Kashmir, at least one terrorist has been killed and a soldier injured in an overnight encounter in Kupwara district. The army has issued a statement that in the ensuing firefight, one unidentified militant has been eliminated and a non-commissioned officer has been injured. Now, according to officials, security forces have established contact with terrorists near Trimukh top, and the operation is underway. A top official has said that fresh firing resumed in the morning and one body has been observed but not retrieved yet. Chinar Kaur of the Indian Army has reported on social media that based on specific input regarding presence of terrorists in Kupwara, a joint search operation was launched by the Indian Army and the J&K police on days leading up to the 23rd of July. The encounter comes amid an uptick in terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. On July 15th, 4 army personnel, including an officer, were killed during a gunfight with terrorists in the Doda district. On July 8th, 5 army personnel were killed and as many injured after terrorists ambushed an army truck in Kupwara district. Then on July 7th, an army personnel was injured in a terrorist attack on a security post in Rajouri district. On the same night, 8 people, including 6 terrorists, were also killed in twin encounters in the Kulgam district of the Kashmir region. In the last 3 months, 11 soldiers and 10 civilians have been killed in terror attacks. Last week, Prime Minister Modi had chaired a meeting of Cabinet Committee on Security to discuss the rise in terrorist attacks in Jammu. Earlier, he had asked Army to deploy full spectrum of its anti-terrorist capabilities to eliminate terrorists from the Jammu region. All right, for more on this, our special correspondent Idris Lone joins us on this broadcast live from Jammu and Kashmir. Idris, of course, one terrorist has been killed. This was an overnight action encounter that took place in Kupwara district. Give us the latest on that before we discuss anything else.
Well, absolutely. The encounter is still continuing. Firing from both the sides continues. There are 3 to 4 militants believed to be hiding and holed up in the area. Kupwara is the bordering district in the northern part of Kashmir, where security forces had a tip-off about the presence of 2 to 3 militants yesterday, after which they had laid a cordon and search operation. And during the search operation, militants fired on security forces, which resulted in a gun battle. The operation was halted during the night, but with the first light, the firing resumed, and so far 1 militant has been killed in this operation. 1 Indian Army officer has also been injured, while as the body of the militant has not been retrieved, but it can be seen through the drone footage that is with the Indian security forces. We've seen in the last few weeks, especially in the month of July, which has been extremely violent when it comes to the attacks and ambushes that have taken place in Jammu and Kashmir, especially focus being on Jammu. Jammu and Kashmir police believes there are around 70 to 80 foreign militants who are active in Jammu and Kashmir at the moment, and most of them in the Jammu region where most of the attacks have taken place. And now we've seen last week also the Indian Army chief coming down to Jammu and holding a meeting with the top officials of the Indian Army as well as Jammu and Kashmir police to counter the new strategy that these militants are following. We've seen 2 new things. One, the focus of these militant groups now seems to be Jammu, which is the first area very close to the line of control and international border. Areas like Poonch, Doda, Katwa and Kishtwar have become their first target. And second, they've started infiltrating from the old traditional routes, which basically were ignored for the last few years because the new infiltration routes were sealed by Jammu and Kashmir police and Indian Army completely. And now...
I just want to come in there. Now, of course, in the last 3 months, 11 soldiers and 10 civilians. And as you mentioned, July has been extremely bloody and it has been extremely violent. In the last 3 months, we've seen a major uptick in these terror attacks. Anything that you've picked up on what is causing this sudden uptick and the latest strategic measures that the Indian Army is taking to counter it now?
Well, absolutely. If we see the timeline, the attacks, most of the attacks that have taken place in the last 3 months have started taking place after Prime Minister Modi's 3rd term. We also saw the number of infiltration bids going up in both North Kashmir as well as the international border in Jammu region. We've also been told by our sources in the security that most of the foreign militants that are active in Jammu and Kashmir are very well trained, and some of them could actually have come from Afghanistan after the U.S. Army left. And they've also come with the latest arms and ammunition, which was left by the U.S. Army in Afghanistan. So, extreme challenge for the Indian security forces, especially knowing that there are around 70 to 80 foreign militants who are very well trained and specialize in carrying out these ambushes and later on hiding in the dense forest areas of Poonch-Rajouri belt.
All right, Idris, thank you for getting us the latest. That was Idris Loan joining us from Jammu and Kashmir, where the encounter just took place last night. And of course, as he mentioned, 70 to 80 foreign elements are still, the intelligence concerns that they are still very much there in the vicinity. The Indian Army will be tracking this. And of course, we are going to be getting you the latest on that. Thank you so much, Idris.